Through storm or earthquake, fire or flood, where hearts are fearful and constricted, grant courage and hope. Where anxiety is infectious and widening, grant imagination and resistance.
It's been a week since we got the news that Typhoon Haiyan hit the Philippines. The biggest storm ever to make landfall. Whole islands in the Philippines have yet to get relief. There's been over 600,000 people displaced as the result of Typhoon Haiyan. Over 150,000 homes destroyed. And in the Philippines alone, at least 15 million people have been impacted. And that's why here at the Filipino Migrant Center and the National Alliance of Filipino Concerns, we work with people's organizations who we know are on the ground to guarantee that 100% of what we give is serving the people.
Just a little bit more about the work that we're doing with the National Alliance for Filipino Concerns. We're about 14 Filipino organizations throughout the United States. We've been doing typhoon relief since 2009. We don't really have any big machinery or, we're not a huge nonprofit that's internationally known. So what I'm here asking folks to do whatever you can to help the Bayanihan disaster relief campaign that NAFCON has been putting on for the last week. Bayanihan in Filipino means when the community comes together to help each other. And so I see that there's a Bayanihan spirit here. Whether we have family or friends there in the Philippines, I think we all understand the human connection that we all have, not just here in Long Beach, but in the Philippines and around the world. And it's so important that we are here remembering and honoring all those out there who are suffering right now.
You think that you could help and donate. It's not just going to that one city, Tacloban, but it's also going to a lot of other people who are in need, who aren't getting the very basic things right now that all of us will go home to tonight.
Liparin mo ang hangganan ng langit. Sa ulap ng pag-asa ay iyong makakamit. At ang kumpay na bunga na iyong pagpupunyaki. Pangarap ng inang bayang tinatanggi.
After we heard about the Philippines, within 24 hours, we had 1,000 nurses from 50 states volunteering to go. We know that it's important for them to get food and water, but they need medical care. They need nurses, and we know what to do, and we have the nurses to do it.
When disasters like this one hit, it's so easy to have our hearts go out to the people who are most affected. And they should. But solidarity means more than just being part of the immediate response that comes to tragedies. It means taking the long walk of knowing that the disaster is not going to go away just because it disappears from the media. That people are going to be continuing to rebuild their lives, they're going to be continuing to mourn, they're going to be continuing to struggle for years and years and years. We are going to continue to demand justice from their government and from ours. We're going to continue to rail against corruption that takes supplies and diverts them to the wrong places and not to the people who are most in need. The people of the Philippines are our brothers and sisters, not just now in the aftermath of Typhoon Haiyan, but always.